Green the line! Green the line!
He's coming, he's coming, he's coming! We got double up, double up.
Right back to him on first down. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. These two teams had not one but two memorable encounters a year ago. Their first one was Week 5. That's when Ben Roethlisberger threw a handful of interceptions. Jacksonville won big, and then, of course, the Jags, Charles, they doubled down in the playoffs.
Yeah, they beat Pittsburgh again in Pittsburgh, 45-42, to advance to their third AFC Championship game in franchise history. And I like what you did there, a handful. 5 interceptions by Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah, he struggled in that first outing. Here's the first down for Le'Veon Bell. And very little room to maneuver. He'll get this down to about the 39. Tackle made that time by Cornell Armstrong.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Tight. Watch tight. Tight is right. Odd. 5 down. Stand up in.
Throwing on third down, Watson. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line.
Bunch right.
Slam.
Green 80.
On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Hey, we are
Green 80. Green inside.
On 2nd down, here's Bortles. That's into the hands of Westbrook over the middle. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. A gain of 32 that time. The Jags with their first opportunity in the red zone. They have a 1st and 10 at the 18.
4 down.
Green 80.
Wide.
Fournette, a first down carry. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
And that was a good run. This was only one of 9 guys to go over 1,000 yards in 2017. And I think you can't let him run wild here.
What do you think, 100 yards, the measuring stick?
Always. That is the threshold. You want to keep him under that if you want to play good defense.
Here we go.
Double tight. Hey, guys, check me out. We got 3 down, but we got to stand up over there. Check 52.
On 2nd down, here's Fournette. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. To give him 2 yards there as they're set up now with a 1st and goal.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the first down.
Let's go.
Double tight, guys, double tight. Odd. 3 down. Odd. Check nickel.
Hey, let's go. Trips left.
Hey, check Mike 45.
Green inside.
They'll try and run forward with Fournette. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
3 down.
Green 80.
Now they'll throw it. Bortles. And that is incomplete. Travis Kelce, the Pro Bowl tight end, the intended target, and it's third down.
You got to be precise with your throws, especially in this situation. You're inside the 10-yard line going into the end zone. But sometimes the emotion, the excitement, sometimes the decisions just aren't made very well because of that.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on third and 9.
Check green 80. Green 80. Green 80.
A fake to Fournette. Now it's Bortles to throw. Rolling to his left. He can run for it, and he will. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a fourth down.
I liked his effort there. He got it done on his own. But let's face it, he puts defenses in a really stressful spot when he takes off the runs because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of rallying, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the first down. So our initial drive of the night ends in 3 points. Maybe not exactly what this home crowd wanted, but they'll take the early lead.
They will take it. You're exactly right. Everybody wants a touchdown. But in this case, good opening drive, put points on the board, and a lot of coaches do believe the first team to score in the game, statistically, often ends up the winner.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division, looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can try to have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. That good for 19 and a first down.
Tight end right. Hey, boys, we got 4 down.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down.
I know he ain't got it.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards, but also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
Now a first down carry by Bell. And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Double tight. On. 5 down. Stand up in. Watch 84. Motion. Bumps up the helmet. Here we go.
They run with the and he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. DJ Hayden, the corner, in on the tackle. Well, usually you don't think of the cornerback coming in for a no-gain play, but that's what we had there. Nice tackle.
Yeah, and how about the range, too? Coming from the outside part of the play, moving his way into the inside and making that play happen. No gain for the offense, big play for the defense.
Back with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's Steeler football to begin quarter number 2. And they're driving, but they come up on a 3rd and short here.
Kill.
Mike, 48.
Black 99 Philly.
All day, just like that. Just like that.
A shotgun snap for Watson. This is Bell on the dump off. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
A first opportunity for the Steelers in the red zone. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17.
Out there, check the outs out there. Hey, 4 down, 4 down.
This is late, and they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
So if I'm an offensive coordinator, there's one thing that I know for sure. This is one of the top 5 teams in the NFL against the run. So when I look at my playlist, I'm probably thinking about throwing it.
Hey. 4 down. 44. Mike, 44.
He don't know no better. Motion.
Eyes up.
Tiger. Mike, 44's Mike. Check.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hayes. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. He went backwards 7 yards, setting up a tough 3rd down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Tough spot here. 3rd and 18 following back-to-back running plays that went in the wrong direction.
Right here.
Come back.
Here we go. 50. Mike, 50.
Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Huh?
Tiger.
Hey, Mike's 50. All day, punk. Staying open.
Watson off play action. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Akello Witherspoon.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
That's how the defense score points.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10.
Watch tight end.
Spread left.
3 down.
Omaha.
Shift. 45, Mike, 45.
So after the INT, it's Bortles.
Crash.
Wide open receiver complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 36.
Here we go now. Green 3.
Here's a give to Fournette. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down.
Even. 4 down. Even.
Set. Green 80.
Mike's 50.
Green is up.
Again, it's Fournette. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
5 down. Stand
On play action, now Bortles. this one is down he goes. The former #1 overall pick, Jadeveon Clowney, able to get him down for a loss of 11 on the play, and it'll be 4th down. And the Jaguars send out their punter. Back deep for the Steelers, Antonio Brown. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And now out come the Steelers. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Double tight.
We got 4. We got 4.
And he'll find some room to get this up to about the 14. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. I think you mentioned in the opening drive that these guys needed to establish the run, protect the young QB. I actually wrote that down, believe it or not. So how would you assess things so far?
I'm kind of touched that you actually wrote something like that down. I appreciate that, partner. But I do think they've been able to do that. Maybe not as effectively as they've wanted to, but I think we'll see more of as this game goes along because they want to continue to take care of that young QB.
They run again. Nice. And a very short pickup there across the 15 to the 16. He got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
I'm going to hit you all day, baby.
Watch tight, watch tight. Tight end right, tight end right.
3 down.
3 down.
2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back with more from Jacksonville. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this.
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end. Hey, hey.
Set. Green, the line. Green, the line.
Motion, motion, motion.
Hey, alert 48. Alert. Hey, we gonna make the...
They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the... He's got a man. Complete. Antonio Brown, kiss him goodbye. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Antonio Brown, 84 yards. And the Steelers are able to strike for 6.
Nice catch. Touchdown. Nice catch, offense. Good job, offense.
Boswell good with the extra point. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Boswell on now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Okay. Yeah. I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
Well, you know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's 2 different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the...
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
We got 4. Slam, slam, slam.
Hey, alert 3, alert 3.
They'll give the bell. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
I know every time we watch Le'Veon Bell play, we think about him making people miss, the hesitation move. But you remember, he came out of Michigan State as a bruiser and a thumper, and he still has those capabilities.
At 225 pounds, an underrated part of his game.
Two times. Odd, 5 down.
Here's Hines. Trying to get out wide, but he's going to be tackled right near the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. The Steelers on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Silver.
Tiger. Mike's 50.
To throw is Watson. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. And now before this 4th and 2 play comes to fruition, they're going to think about it and call a timeout, as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. It's a 47-yard field goal try from here, but instead they're going to opt to go for it on 4th down.
4 down. Check.
They'll run for it with Hines. And brought down, but not before he was able to break the tackle, and the extra effort moves the sticks. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime.
Richmond.
Watch tight end.
We got 3. Tiger.
On first down, it's Watson. Eluding the pressure. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Two jet.
On second down, here's Watson. Forced out to him, and the pressure gets to him again.
All day. We coming all day.
So we've reached halftime here with the visiting Steelers out in front, as we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Out come the Jaguars now as they'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we have the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how the recipe works. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations. But a guy of his size, you can't really hide it. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak it across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
And he's going to get this one down right to the edge of the red zone of the chalk of the 20. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Hey.
Green 80. Green 80.
Bortles on the give to Fournette. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. And now we'll get a timeout. Looks like we've got a Jaguar in some discomfort down there on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back.
Here we go.
Single, slot. Hey, you're on an island over there. You're on an island. Motion. Watch 10.
Bortles to throw on second down. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's third down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
Strong left.
Lucy.
Oh, yeah.
Green 80. 372. Green shot.
Throwing his Bortles on third down. He's going to leave it for his running back. It's complete. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and that's going to bring up a fourth down. And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. And Lambeau will put this one through, and they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So unable to convert for the touchdown inside the red zone, but they do come away with 3.
Yeah, it's a 32-yarder. That's essentially an extra point nowadays, right? Because it's 33 as a general rule for these guys. So it should be a simple kick. But you know what's really strange nowadays? When they miss an extra point, I think they carry that with them longer than missing a field goal because an extra point's supposed to be automatic.
Absolutely, and I would think even field goals inside of 30 yards, even though they're substantially shorter than a PAT, it just has a different feel, doesn't it?
A different feel, a different vibe. That's what I get from all the kickers I talk to. They always say if I miss an extra point, that's the one that bothers me more.
They begin the drive with Hines. Oh, he's got a little and he fumbled it. It's on the ground, and the Jags grab it. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
Double tight. 4 down.
Green 80.
Hey, 50.
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Bortles. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Jerry Hughes in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
Hey, boys, we got 4 down.
Set. Green 80. Green is set.
Now Bortles throwing on second down. The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. A gain of 32 that time. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
They'll try and look for it on first and goal. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way.
Let's go, let's
I think
go.
doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Hey, 4 down, 4 down.
From the gun, it's a quarterback. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Jerry Hughes in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. Following the sack, 3rd and long for Bortles and the Jags.
Blue Dan. 45.
They'll run the yard line, and they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
That's it, baby.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
All 9 points for them coming via the field goal, and this last one puts them out in front.
All the field goals are great, but you know I'm going to get pessimistic here, right? Because you've got to score touchdowns to win games in the NFL. I just wonder if all these field goals, great now, what if they'll come back and haunt them later on?
The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just leave if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punch in the end zone without turning it over.
And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Yeah, baby. Boom.
Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right.
Odd. 5 down. Stand up in.
After the run, Watson going to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Maybe a little frustration starting to creep in. The offensive line hasn't done a great job of protecting him in this game, and there he was, hit again as he threw it.
Yeah, another time on his backside, probably starting to get a little frustrated.
Got to keep his composure. Can't let the defense know that they're getting to him.
And the Steelers on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd down and 12.
Over there. Single receiver. I got one.
Come back.
Hey, watch the slant.
Off of play action, it's Watson. Flushed out right. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
87's me.
Now a play fake here on first down. He'll buy some time right. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, and have them back on their heels.
Hey, watch the
Green 80. Green 80. So right, so right.
Yo, 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 yo. Yo.
372.
Hey, Mike 50.
Hey, hold it. Green is it.
Bortles will try again on second down.
Watch the twist.
Escaping the pressure right.
Here they come.
And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down.
Let's keep it up. Huddle up, baby. Let's get this.
Following the sack, 3rd and long for Bortles and the Jags.
Tight left. Odd. 5 down. Stand up in.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
Okay, baby, I see.
And the Jaguars send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. Calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute, playmakers. And he'll get him a little bit of breathing room across the 5 to the 6-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it winds us down to the end of the 3rd quarter. Back now in Jacksonville. It's been a good one so far, just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Out of the gun, Watson. Throw left side, complete to Smith-Schuster. Now the ball comes loose, and the Jags grab it, and they will score. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room. Boy, they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave them a comfortable lead.
Here's Jordan Berry now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. This is taken around the 12. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Throwing on first down is Bortles. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle.
Green 80. Green 80. Throw left, throw left.
Watch 98. 98's the mic.
73, 73.
Hey, check.
Green and check.
Working from the gun, it's Bortles. Over the middle, by Shark. And he's able to get up here to the 26. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Here we go.
The Jaguars on third down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 15.
Green 80. Green 80. Hey, 5-0, 5-0.
Shotgun now for Bortles. He'll rifle this. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. A gain of 32 that time.
Here we go.
Well, we had a number of good games in the afternoon sessions, but this Sunday nighter might top them all. So we come up here on 1st and 10.
Check. Green 80. Mike's 39. Check.
Bortles going to throw. Looking for his running back. He's got him. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. I don't want to make a story where there's not one, but he threw the 3 interceptions last week. Looked a little uncomfortable. He looks much more comfortable today.
Yeah, just 1 pick so far and his team leads. So now they can play complementary football, meaning if he takes care of the ball and his offense, you know, if they're running the ball, the defense doesn't have to beat him as well. He's taking care of his guys on the other side of the ball.
Well, they're enjoying a 4th quarter advantage. And now we'll get a timeout. Looks like we've got a Jaguar and some discomfort down there on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back.
Tight right. 4 down.
Check. Green 80.
Throwing is Bortles. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. Call it a gain of 3. And that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
Lay down.
Let's go. Here we go.
Hey, we got tight left. Tight ends left. 3 down. Hey, check. 3 down.
11B. 372.
Ain't no such thing as a loss. We taking wins.
Green and check.
They fake the handoff. Now Bortles. And it's complete to Kelsey. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
Kill.
Green and check.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. So 1st down went in the wrong direction. They're at the 13-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
Tight on the right. Hey.
Time for a break.
We got 4.
We're back to see what happens after this.
Here we go.
Strong right. 4 down.
Green and check.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And he'll he'll fight his way down right around the 12. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal?
4 down, 4 down.
No, off.
Here we go.
Now out of the gun. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This a 33-yard attempt. And Lambeau will put this one through, and that will push the lead up to 12-7. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now, because they feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. I would say they went 3 and out last time, but actually they didn't even get to 3 and out. Still a strange decision to us here in the booth.
Yeah, let's hope they don't go 1 and out, but maybe, possibly, let's try and think with them here. Try and play field position maybe, turn the ball over, put it in the hands of their defense. Who knows?
You're a nice man.
Tiger.
3 down, 3 down.
Tiger.
Foes the Mike.
Back to throw.
I can't believe they let you play.
He's going to let it fly. It got his man complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. He'll look to throw. Being chased, and he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
Brandon, that's just football 101. If you're out of the pocket, you've got to get rid of the football in this situation. You cannot take a sack in a 2-minute drill.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
Tiger.
He's back to throw. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup, and it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. The passing game in rhythm right now for Pittsburgh. There's another 1st down. Back to throw. That is caught inside the 5. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Darren Waller in the final minute. And the Steelers have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but now you got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
And he will not get there. He comes up short. And they're unable to push this lead to a field goal as it'll remain a 1-point game. Boswell on now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Jags offense now gets set and heads back onto the field. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you've got a decision. Are you in field goal range or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to take a shot that you're going to have another play.
We'll see how they handle it.
11.
They'll look to throw. crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
And that one, oh, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to go up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw. And it'll wind up being intercepted.
And an alley to run. And they do get him down, but not before he reaches the 4-yard line. 31 yards there and a first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
It's 1st and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
I don't know about you, Brandon, but I often think to myself, in these situations, I want a back who can create his own space, who can break tackles, and in a sense, become his own blocker. We don't have that guy in the game right now.
A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted, no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for the Steelers, they keep pace for a playoff spot as they move to 7-3. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Mile High to take on the Broncos. Meanwhile, for the Jaguars, add another loss to the pile as they drop to 2-8 now on the year. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head up to Orchard Park to take on the Buffalo Bills. So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. From Jacksonville, good night, everybody.